We probably should have discussed who was doing the
Was
intro.
wondering if you were gonna jump on it first.
Welcome everyone to Final Fantasy Randomizer. We are your hosts, Luffy and Darkmoon, and we will be
Hi.
doing hey, and we'll be doing the Duckling 402 or 204 class this
204.
week. It's dyslexia. It's fine.
Yeah,
I got
it
2 and
happens.
4 in there. Yeah.
You're good.
This is Town Shuffled bosses. Is I think what you were saying.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so not too spicy, but a little interesting. The town shuffle adds a neat little wrinkle. Like if we
hmm
run into Lefane at Provoca, that breaks the game in a way.
It does.
But the Fiend shuffle is where we're gonna talk a little bit. We'll get there.
Mm-hmm. So let's look at what we got so far. We have a mid Topher with Topher exit.
Mm-hmm.
Luffy and I were already discussing it's a 2 path, so you don't have to fight all the bosses, and
Mm-hmm.
that might actually change what Luffy does and
Hmm.
how he plays through the dungeon. Because you're gonna want to. We'll talk about later.
Yeah, we'll
Find
get
that
there.
Maza.
Yep, yep.
Yeah,
Not too much else here to chat
Mhm.
about. Looks all pretty standard stuff.
or
Looking at
or pretty
this.
standard. Yeah.
Yeah, looking at the scaling, nothing really much going on here. A little call out with the boss stats being 1
A
to
little boosted.
200%, but the HP is fine and so forth,
Mm-hmm.
and it's not too bad. Encounter rate
10%,
0.6.7, that's fine.
10% per item is nice. That's
Yeah,
good
I,
boost. Yep.
I like that. Yep, pretty standard.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Incentives is where it gets a little interesting. So 23 locations, 21 items. So we got 2 duds out there somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll probably come across both of them looking at the randomness of where these items will be aside from 2 places. So I'm gonna be opening quite a few boxes most likely, and I'm gonna probably be going everywhere. So I'll try to go as fast as I can.
So yeah, let's
But
let's touch upon this for a second. Oh, Rax, did
yeah.
you have something? No, okay. I heard something extra. It's just on me.
Hmm.
So yeah, let's touch about this for a second because all the dungeons are random.
Hmm.
So I don't know is if we can roll down just a little too as well. I just want to see if
Yeah.
okay. So we don't have any loose. We don't have no loose and incentivized dungeons. That's
Hmm.
cool. So if we roll back up, so what we've got here, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah.
What we have here is for the most part random dungeons. Now, Canary Locked is
Yeah.
vanilla, but that's only 6 chests, and you're probably going to open all of them anyway.
Most likely, yeah.
Most likely. But
Hmm.
Ice Cave is random, Ordeals
Hmm.
is random, Marsh
Hmm.
Cave is random,
Hmm.
Earth Cave is random pre-rod, so you
Yeah.
actually may even have to dip in there if you don't have the rod and you don't have progression. That's
We might.
always ugly. Yeah.
We might.
Sea Shrine is random unlocked, so you only have 1 chest, you don't have to check.
Yeah, probably.
And
That tells me we might have another flag on as well, seeing random unlocked, and we'll get there.
we'll check there. And then
Yeah.
random mirage means that if you have chime but not cube, you may still have to dip into sky just to
Yeah.
check the bottom 2 floors. That's important, and it's
Mhm.
also what we want to emphasize with this is the fact that because there's 2 duds, you're if you're tracking or if you're tracking in your head or if you're following progression to a certain extent, you're gonna want to keep an eye out about what items you have and how your go mode is shaping up. Remember,
Mhm.
you only need to get into the boss dungeons and you only need loot and key. So if you're looking at your tracker like, well, I don't have all these items, but you have the key items you need,
Mhm.
stop looking for stuff.
Yeah, yeah. We'll see how it goes. Probably opening a fair amount of boxes
Yeah.
considering all the randomness.
Oh,
But
for sure.
we'll see. There might be some double dipping going on. This can get really rude. It can also
Yep.
just be pretty
hmm
straightforward. It
hmm
really depends. And that sounds like a cop out. But if you
No,
look down
no,
a
no,
little
no.
bit lower, if racks can go down a little bit
Well,
more, the hint givers will in towns could certainly save us.
I mean, if we're talking about certain dungeons here, for example, like if you find the item way early in Earth, like on top floor, you're not
Yeah.
going to bother checking anything in the rest of Earth, for example.
Yep.
You're
Yep.
done. You'll just leave.
Yep. But it can
So
also be in the vampire chest.
could be,
It
and that's
could
that's a
be.
possibility. It's just it's one of those things of remember only 1 item per dungeon that you're
Yeah.
actually looking for. So your gear and whatever else you want is important,
Mhm.
but you're definitely going to want to keep an eye on what you're actually doing.
Yep.
So.
Not too much else going on in the mode in the world. Bahamut Cardiac
Mhm.
is very nice considering that
Mhm.
we do have an item there.
Could get tail.
It could. So that's a
Mhm.
good thing to see that on. Map tab here is where things get
A little fun,
ever so slightly
ever
interesting.
so
We got
slightly.
shuffled towns. So
Mhm.
we'll see. It could do a lot. It could do a whole lot of nothing. We're just gonna have to see.
Yeah, it's interesting when you have an shuffled town. Canarius, excuse me, not in there. So obviously you're gonna
Yeah.
do your opening town check like you always do. We'll
Mhm.
emphasize how long to stay in town for, what you should be looking for, blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
But once you're past that point, like you may actually want to follow key items to a certain extent. If you have ship and you have a couple of items to turn into dwarf, you're
Mm,
more likely going to turn it into dwarf now than going to Provoca, because Provoca doesn't have pirates, Provoca doesn't have ship.
yeah,
Luffy may decide either way about that based on what the princess and the king give him and what's
yeah.
available. Like if you
Mhm,
end up with Slab, it might indicate Lefane is going to be showing up soon. These are the
yeah.
weird things that happen.
Yeah, it is not uncommon or
Nope.
unheard of to have Lefane at Provoca and Melmond at Elflin.
Yeah,
It could
no,
certainly happen.
we've seen that a lot in Fall League in the past. That just wasn't,
Yeah.
oh, I got this. Okay, well, keep an eye out for both those towns. That's
Yep.
gonna happen. Yeah.
Hmm.
Other thing that you wanted to point out earlier, Mermaid Prison is on. So
Yeah.
the sea shrine with the only unlocks possibly having the item. That's actually kind of nice because it
Hmm.
definitely even puts more weight on Kraken side than is normally there
Hmm.
anyway.
Yep, for
Hmm.
sure. So we'll
Hmm.
see what this does.
Yeah.
We like to bum rush Kraken side anyway, straight
But
up,
anyway,
if there's
yeah,
an item there. But we'll see. We're gonna have to find out.
yeah. We'll
Generated
find out.
waterfall, awfully also on here is interesting.
We'll
Don't know
discuss
if we have
strategy
this
on
on
that.
too much. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
there is a strategy for it. We'll discuss it when we get there.
Yep. So
Hmm.
let's see. Treasures, pretty standard stuff, nothing really going on. Masa, guaranteed endgame Masa with Send Masa Home and Warmek Guardian of the Masa. So we were discussing a little bit earlier. I'm probably going to go for this depending on if I need it or not. But we might see this either way depending on what the
Hmm.
seed
Hmm.
decides to do. But it's good to
Yeah,
know that I have one.
it's important, and you can find these on the wiki. The
Hmm.
fact that the mid Topher has linked chests, and so the Maza chest at Tiamat's floor is also going to be the center chest on Kraken's floor.
Yep, which
So
makes a world of difference.
it does. So Luffy is very likely, if he sees either of those floors, I think you're actually hoping for Kraken floor over because it's faster.
I probably would be, yeah. But
Yeah,
that even goes
yeah,
to show you with the two path Topher, there's a
yep.
chance I go away and I don't see Kraken floor at all.
Here's a chance you don't
So,
see it, you get
we'll
Gary's
see.
Lich and you're done. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll see. All
So,
right, shops and magic, a little more fun stuff down here. We got some legendary weapon shop, legendary armor shop, and a legendary item shop, which is pretty cool.
mhm. Those will show up in dungeons.
They will, yeah. So looking at the shops, they'll appear either in Ice Cave, floor 1, in the Dwarf Cave on Earth 2, in Sky 1, in Sea Shrine, floor 2, Kraken side, and then the other one is Earth 2, did I say? Marsh 2.
Uh, something.
Yeah,
I forget.
Marsh 2.
I'll be honest. It's going to be interesting seeing someone go for these because I forget to check these, and I
I will
forget
forget
to.
they're there. I'll
Like,
forget they're
exactly.
there.
Yeah, exactly. And I forget about hint givers, which apparently are on, and someone was asking about. Apparently, we should be talking to the hint givers. So.
Yes, I did see the hint givers are on. I have gotten much better with that,
I haven't.
since that's
No.
become a flag. But I will
No.
absolutely forget these are on. Chat, I'm expecting you to help call me out when I miss this for the third time. Not much going on in the enemies tab.
Mm-mm.
Pretty standard stuff here. No unrunnables, which is great. No, consecutive nuke or nuclear doesn't matter because you might get bodied anyway. Shuffle
Mhm.
trap tiles. Nothing really going on,
But
but.
the other kind, it's half of our fiends thing. So
Mm-hmm,
alternate fiends are kind of what we play with now when we're doing weird fiends. We
mm-hmm,
will have like different bosses from throughout the game series show up. But shuffled fiends means that the positions the fiends are at is shuffled within the game. So it's not that you'll get different bosses, although you can turn that flag on as well if you want. It's
yes, you
that
can.
you'll get the four default bosses,
Mm-hmm.
but you could have Kraken at Earth side, for example, or
Yeah.
Lich and Sea Shrine, which sometimes is nice and other times kills your level 8 party when you weren't expecting to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see. Nothing sinks the heart more. We were talking earlier. Darkman was saying like gets all the way down to like level 8 and like walks into like Kraken on
Yep.
Earth Cave. It's just like
Yep.
it's the worst feeling in the world. So
I think it's one of those situations where you definitely want to make sure you have, if you're going to start diving
yeah,
fiends, Brack or Bane or both
yeah,
in your repertoire,
yeah.
just to make sure. Yeah.
We'll talk about like what we see along the way with the shuffled towns. No guarantee we see those,
Hmm.
but there's also
Hmm.
it can make it easier to see them. We never know what this
Hmm.
is going to do, which is the cool part of the randomizer. But I will be making sure that I can at least contend with the dungeon boss, no matter who will be there.
Yeah. Vaughn was asking if the weaknesses and resistance stay with the boss or the location. As far as the game is concerned, when you shuffle the bosses, you're shuffling the marker to their natural location. So
Yeah.
you might find Kraken in Earth Cave, but it still treats it as if it's the Kraken from the sea floor. So it'll have its low MDef, no
Hmm.
resistance to most spells. So Brack
Hmm.
and Bane will still work because they're just better against a no MDef kind of boss. If you
Yep.
find Tia, they'll still be weak to all the poison resistances and everything. So
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, that should be fun. Party is next. Pretty open party. Nothing really, too
that's
special
nice.
here.
Thanks for
Pretty
this. Yeah,
good. Pretty good with choice. Scrolling down to classes. This is where it's gonna get a little fun too. So they had to tempt me because they turned off the half black belt crit rate. Unlikely that I take one.
not with
Shuffle
the
trap
scaling.
tile says maybe, but I'm not gonna need to take one. But I
No,
like my black belts.
100 to 200 bosses don't
You're not gonna
necessarily
really need it.
call for a BB. No, not
Yeah.
especially not with a Mazamoon guaranteed in the dungeon.
Exactly. You turn that
Yeah,
off flag off though, and I see that that top box is not checked. I'm gonna think for a second
think for a
because
second.
that's just me.
And we don't know with one bonus available if like telemagic is on your
Yeah,
black belt.
yeah.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
might turn in. He might turn into a like you just said, a warp totem for a while, and then
for a
we'll
while.
see
Yeah,
if we come across a tile. Great, but we'll see. 80 on the thief and ninja agility is really great.
nice
They're
high.
good as well, and we're taking one for sure because of the lock picking.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
guaranteed.
Yeah, lockpicking is nice. I mean, that's basically if you have all your other go and
Hmm.
your thief is at the right level, you don't have to look for key if you don't need to. So why
Yep.
bother? Yep.
Yep. It's nice too because it can give us access to that Canaria item in like a more timely
Hmm.
fashion if the key ends
Hmm.
up being buried. It could do some cool things.
A good tile can unlock a lot of this game accidentally.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yep,
And Vaughn pointing out in chat too. We also have one Malazan,
we do.
which maybe that comes into play, maybe it doesn't. But we're in week 4 here. We can turn that on and have a little fun with it.
Nothing ruins the black belt more than the promo unarmed.
Yeah, I. Oh man, that's bad. Or nothing is worse than the -1 hit per level too. That is the absolute kiss of death for a black belt. I will take a black belt with -10% hit every day over a -1 hit per level. Gear and items, pretty standard stuff here too. We got the legendary shops obviously ticked on. Blurst weapons -3 to +5, so that's pretty kind. I always like seeing the plus a little bit more than the negative. It makes me feel like
Hmm.
I'll have a good shot at
Hmm.
something swingable.
On average.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on average. Not much else I think we got to touch on here, right? You see anything besides the consumables, which
Uh,
is pretty cool?
no, it looks good to me.
All right, cool. Looking at quick peek through adjustments to make sure they didn't trick me with anything.
Doesn't look like
Yep,
all the
nope, no.
usuals.
Yep, all good. And nothing on an experimental being foolish. Nah, looks like we're
Nope,
good.
we're good.
All right, cool. So let's take a look here. I
Oh,
have not looked at this.
Hold on. Saracen says new consumables are in the legendary shops.
I said that. I said the new consumables
I
with the
I
legendary
heard
shop.
consumables. I didn't hear new, so that's on me.
Uh,
Yeah,
that's me for glazing a little bit too,
yeah,
Saracen.
you're
Yes.
fine.
So
You're
the
fine.
the,
I
the
just
legendary
emphasizing.
consumables on will be in a shop as well.
Emphasizing. Yeah, the new consumables are which new consumables do we have? Did we
Let's
see?
take a quick peek here.
You can
So
just
I
tell us.
see
Yeah,
quick high wizard and cloak.
I don't know those.
I don't know those
Interesting.
either.
We'll
Yeah.
find out what they do. Saracen will
Cool.
tell us in chat, and then I'll reiterate it because Saracen's good
Yes.
about that.
All
He's
right, so
got our backs.
let's take a look at the party here and see
Cool.
what we got going on. Have not checked this stuff yet. So fighter, that's a little bit of a bummer, but that's not the end of the world. Oh dear. Okay, that's not great either. Oh come on.
I don't see any movement. Oh, there we go. Okay, might be a little delayed.
Could be, could be. Um, hmm. Boy, does anybody want to re-roll me the seed? These are terrible.
Here we go. I was watching the wrong thing. I was watching Rax's stream that was shared, so I switched. Now I see you.
Okay,
Perfect.
well you should.
Okay,
All right.
let's roll back and show me the fighter
Yeah.
again, so I can
So
actually talk about these. HP minus strength gross.
yeah,
Okay.
it's not great. Not great.
Dragon's nice, but minus 10 vitality is going to make that a very papery thief.
Yeah, that could be a thief that has the high 200 HPs if we're
Mm-hmm.
lucky.
Mm-hmm.
This is fun too.
That's the one you didn't want to see.
Yeah, so we will not be taking a black belt. This is great too, by the way. This just keeps
Minus
getting
10.
better and better. This is getting better and better. Yeah, and then we got this one too
Well,
because
that one, I mean, that one matters less.
it does. It
That one
does.
matters less.
And then there's
Like,
this because
no
why not?
fast.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, Luffy, this is awful. This is
Yeah,
probably
it's
one of the
bad.
worst sets I've seen.
It's
With
bad.
that said, I think it's the perfect thing to showcase to the Ducks about how you make it through a terrible flag set like this.
You know what? I'm inspired to show them what it's like to be inspired and fill myself with
Okay.
determination.
So, -10 strength is better than the minus hit percent. You can
Oh yeah.
recover from that with a couple extra levels.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
This is
yeah,
a thief fighter comp straight up off the get,
yeah.
no
And
doubt
Tank
about
is
it.
just there to like
Yeah,
evade tank.
yeah.
So
So
the question is, what was on the red mage again? What's that evade? I
it's
mean, I know
fine.
MDef per level, but if you throw a ribbon on, who cares?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
This is
that
also
doesn't
like kind
matter.
of fine. I
It doesn't
don't.
matter.
I
What
don't think we have phoenixes in this either. So
I honestly feel like red white or like red black might be your better option than like
uh,
white black.
I know. I
Just
think
because,
so too. That
yeah,
no
because you
fast
want.
is so terrible.
Well, that's why I'm saying the red instead of like white black is because you want
Yeah.
at least the chance of getting fast.
Yeah, the heal magic on the
Yeah,
black mage is actually kind of nice though. I glossed over that
yeah,
when I was
yeah.
paying to see the no
I
fast.
could
So
I could see red black working in
okay,
this
yeah,
because
I
yeah,
think red black
yeah,
is actually okay
yeah,
here. That
yeah.
there is one bonus that's pretty good out of
Saracen is
six.
saying new consumable solves for fast.
Yes, it does. I that does
Okay,
make it a little better too. I
okay.
did
So
see
then yeah,
that. Thank
so
you for putting that in chat, Saracen.
red
Appreciate you.
black is good then. Let's do that.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
do that.
let's do
Pretty
that.
standard party composition here. This is what I would call like, kind of like the cut your teeth party. This is the one that like most all of us figure is the party of choice for the most part.
Mhm. But yeah, no, -10 strength is probably the least issue that you could have with that fighter. You're
Yeah,
like
we'll be okay.
few extra levels and a fast, and you're recovered, and who
Yeah,
cares?
we'll
Yeah,
be fine. And we're gonna
we'll
make
be fine.
sure we have the only bummer about that is like it'll definitely make me think twice about going into a dungeon to kill a fiend, is the sad thing. Like we'll
Eh,
definitely have to have the levels to make sure, but
eh,
we'll see. It can
we'll
come
get there.
quick.
We'll get there. Let's get in this.
Y'all ready to go out there? You want to count us down?
Sure. In 3, 2, 1.
There we go.
You and I record a podcast, and I
I
almost
was
started the
waiting for it.
podcast. You
I
know,
was
right?
waiting for it.
Right? Because I
I
always count
was.
us in.
You do. You do. Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Hey,
Fade
nice.
and all right. We
I
like
was
that
about
quite a
to be
bit.
upset because the harm 3 was there, and it
Yeah.
wouldn't work so well. But oh yeah, fire 3 and fade for your two guys, and bane for both.
Yeah,
Take it.
we're gonna
Yeah.
grab the zap as well. But like we're
Hmm.
just gonna
Hmm.
grab these two spells for oh my god. Controller,
It's
please. We're just gonna grab these couple right now because we don't
fine.
need to like
Hmm.
stock up on everything.
Hmm.
Might as
Hmm.
well chat. You almost made me forget about them already.
In
Okay.
Castle Ordeals.
That's okay. That's okay.
I'll be honest, I would probably delay doing ordeals until you have to because of that. Wood plus 4 is not bad.
I see that. Yeah, we're probably gonna
Hmm.
buy that. I don't really care about any of this
Yeah,
because we got
you have
fade.
yeah, you have fade. The
Yeah,
Garland dies. You're fine.
we're good. All right. Let's
I
see what
mean,
we got here.
so Otron, I agree with you. I always bet on ordeals, but knowing Slab is there, I don't want to go to ordeals because I don't want to do the walk for Lefane.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's just way too much turn in time when I bet on ordeals because I get the floater there every time. I'm
Two
not
fairly
guaranteed
quick
floater. Yeah,
encounters
yeah,
there.
yeah.
Interesting.
Nice to burn off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
So that's
What's this look like?
Luffy discovered that those two encounters were very quick off
Ooh, three.
off the hard reset. So he used them to try and burn, and now he's discovered that there's a third here. So more than likely, before going into dungeons, he'll be burning at least 3.
It's starting to feel that way.
Ice
Yes.
sword. Ice
Yeah.
sword is nice. That was a good pickup. I was
Yeah.
sitting here going, why are you checking this when it's not loose here? But no, ice sword is nice.
Yeah. It's
I
nice.
wouldn't have. I would have trimmed down and just gone for without the weapon, but it
Hmm.
actually paid off for you.
It did. Yeah. I like to
Hmm.
check these boxes. I've faded them forever. See, that's perfect. Now I have the cash. Now I don't have to go to Matoya or nothing.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
I like checking some combination of these first few boxes.
Hmm.
Whether the 3 here in Temple of Fiends or 3 at Matoya, just to see if I can grab some cash, a cheap piece of gear,
Hmm.
something.
Hmm.
That's please.
But they've got the hints.
Oh, well, that
Yes, our
mitigates
who
the
cares about
lock
lock
picking.
picking? Yeah,
Okay,
and
all right,
TNT.
all right.
So we'll see what's at Canaria first in the lock,
Yep,
which you can
for
do
sure,
right now. Yep.
for sure.
And then we'll want to discuss what routing strategy is for you because you have TNT and a key, which
Yeah,
makes dwarves much more interesting.
with the town shuffle on, I think we're
Hmm.
going right over there as well.
Hmm. Hmm. I would agree.
Ice armor is pretty nice. Oh, interesting.
Nice to have, not
Yeah.
immediately useful, and the
Ooh,
EXP is just lovely.
that's a huge EXP
That's
box. That's
huge.
got it.
Yeah,
That's
that
like
was
what, level 6, 7,
yeah,
even
I was gonna say,
better. There
I
we
was
go.
betting at least 5, so
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
cool. All right, so let's take a peek in the shop over here. Make sure we don't have like a random item. I'm gonna buy 2 of these to have them. I'm gonna top
Yeah,
off
that's fair.
on heals. Yeah,
That's
I
fair.
like to buy
Oh,
houses. Those are a little expensive for my taste, but it's fine.
we didn't touch upon this because Luffy was going fast and we were talking about everything else that was going on in here.
Hmm.
But one thing you want to do when you first get into town, and we're talking you've just started the game and you're right here, is you want to try and get your initial town visit down to a minute or less. Some
Yep.
of our veterans swear by going 45 seconds, and if you're more than 45 seconds in town, you
Yep.
spent too long there. And once you get used to it, you'll find that you can do menu shopping, you can look at items and armor, and you can still get out in 45 seconds.
I My baseline for Carnaria. Oh, that's a lovely
Oh,
katana. Hello.
okay. Hello. Yeah, no, this is
Hooray.
live Geo Ghost. We are
Yeah,
here for you.
yeah, we do it live here. And
Oh,
let's see. I was Oh, hey, look at that.
hey.
What do we
What
got
do we
here?
have? Weapons?
That's
So
that's pretty good. Do we got any
that
cash
is
in here? I will absolutely. I'll sell
that
this
is
ice
even
sword if
I
I have
think
to.
that +5 actually makes up for your -10 strength. That is a
I think it does as
bodacious.
well.
Yeah. Opal's nice.
Ooh.
Silver
Ooh.
shield's nice.
I think we're gonna fall a little bit of cash short here
Yeah, you'll
though.
come back. Well, we
Yep.
don't have the adamant yet, so obviously we're coming back.
Yeah, this could be a dud in money.
Don't forget, yeah.
Oh, it's the ship. Hmm.
Okay, so that's interesting. So,
Always bet on ordeals.
well, we can't get over to Lithane yet.
Yeah. Oh my
So
god.
we don't have
Look at this
act
dwarf linebacker here. But when do you ever see these
right.
guys bunched
So
up together?
I'm gonna
Goodness.
make a suggestion, Loof, for
I'm
this.
listening. I'm listening.
Go to your ship, save there,
Mm-hmm.
like on the ocean.
Mm-hmm.
Once you've burned your 3, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm thinking maybe go check the towns and reset back to your like maybe the middle of the ocean each time.
It's not a terrible idea. Yeah. Let me park
Just to
like
see, yeah,
we'll
just to
go
see if
like
Provoker or something else is here, or the
yeah.
item, for example,
Yeah.
and then you
Yeah.
can reset back to the ocean if there's nothing valuable yet.
Yeah.
And
I'm gonna
then
check the encounters here on the ocean as well. We'll hard
cool,
reset.
cool,
We
cool,
should
cool.
have this is different than the
Mhm.
overworld. So there's an okay quick encounter right here. And then usually it'll be a little bit more before the next one. Yeah, so we got some ways to go. Oh, hey, look,
Mhm.
our magic problem is solved, and this is telling me we probably really, really, really want to go to
Oh yeah,
ordeals in a timely fashion, most
so
likely.
the Lithuanian Superstore is on, which apparently we're a little ahead of what they can see, so they'll
Yeah.
see that soon.
Okay.
Yeah, I was wondering about that, but yeah,
Ooh, we'll buy that.
so you'll see that once we get here that there's all these spells that are available to us. So at level 4 or level 3 we have Exit and Cure
Mhm.
4. Exit being learnable by the red mage, which is going to help. Cure 3 learnable at level 4.
Pretty good.
Pretty nice, yeah.
Mhm.
Uh
We get that heal 3 if we really want it. We'll
yeah,
get
level
life.
4
That's
heal
kind of
3
nice.
life.
We will get life. All right, nothing else here. Who cares?
I mean,
All right.
there's not enough here. We should also check what's at the sorry, what the black mage has for magic, because he's got some heal
Right, he's
magic.
got some heal magic.
He's got
Okay,
some heal
there's
magic.
Nuke.
Nuke level
Okay,
4 at the
grabbing
same level
that.
as Ice 3, so
Yeah,
yeah,
that's
Nuke.
fine. That's fine. We're
Nuke,
gonna
yeah.
do life and heal too. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna
Who
grab
cares?
a couple of early level spells. All right, fast. The red mage is gonna get to, so that takes the
He just
having
needs a
to
promo
track down
for
the
it.
quicks over
Yeah.
there. Temper will everybody will get,
Temper 6,
which is
fast 5,
fine. Yeah,
warp 6. Warp
yeah,
is not going to be useful with the exit being there at level
yeah.
whatever,
Yeah.
3.
Warp will
Yeah.
make Ice Cave a little bit sad, but with the random, we're probably going to open all those boxes anyway.
Yeah,
And
I would.
I forgot to buy lock and stuff like that. Let me do that real quick.
Okay. Yes, hello, Final Fantasy 2 Raiders from the Time Spitter game. No spoilers.
Hi.
I'm sure there was time and it was spun.
Yeah.
Yes.
How many concussions did you guys get is the question. We're gonna pick up
Fuck.
cake for the memes too,
Okay.
because I'm really
Yeah.
hoping we get the cake lich at the top of Mirage Tower and Sky Palace. That'd be
Luffy
fun.
buying way more magic than I ever do, but that's fine.
I over prepare, man.
So coming over here was fine. We didn't get to do
Yeah.
the go to town and reset, but now you can go back to the middle of the ocean before checking Elf Cave if you want.
Yeah, I'm looking now. What would be great? I'd like to know how much money this ice sword sells for to be able to
Hmm.
pick up that. I'm just gonna reset out of that to be able to pick up that sun sword +5 because I kind of really want that.
The other thing to point out is if we find Melmond here, or
Okay.
Melmond at Melmond, then
Yeah.
that immediately puts us into the position of wanting to go to Ordeals because we know the slab is there. Okay, so this
Interesting.
is there the item here? There
No,
is not. No.
there's not. I don't need those tents right now. Anyway, I want to hang on to my cash. Don't care about the
Reset.
magic.
Reset.
We'll check the hint giver real quick. Actually, we forgot
Okay.
to do that in Lefane as well, but it's fine.
Yeah. Who talks to hint givers? I
Yeah,
don't.
I'm already, putting
Don't be
myself
like us.
behind.
Yeah,
Yeah,
don't be
yeah.
like us.
The egg. Okay, so
Okay,
we're gonna
Titan
go.
Ruby.
We're going to Crescent Lake then.
Reset. Reset. You
Oh yeah,
saved in the
just
middle of the
reset.
ocean.
I
There you go.
did. Yeah. All right, so we're just gonna go pick up that ruby. We'll hang on to this ice sword, like whatever, right now, and we'll pick up
Mm-hmm.
that sun sword eventually.
Mm-hmm.
We know it's
Check
there.
Melmond. Check
Good
Melmond.
call. Good call. Yeah. Hi.
Voka.
Well, cool.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
there's an item.
Yeah,
So
might as well.
one thing, I've played a lot of co-op and AP games, and you get very used to just using world resets to
Hmm.
quickly navigate back to spots. So that's like I'm immediately like reset. I know what you should be doing.
Yeah, I should have. I haven't played many of these seeds lately, so
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
I'll get there. It'll all come
Things
back
get
to me. By 20
hardwired.
minutes in, I'll be crisp again. Don't worry, guys. All right, Chime's
Okay,
fun.
so that puts Mirage. I'm gonna suggest, and it might not be easy, but Ordeals into Mirage.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. I think we're gonna pick up the egg from over in Crescent Lake, which is gonna be our ruby. So then we'll go do
Ooh,
Titan
if
Sarda,
you're
2 checks right there.
if you're gonna hit Sarda Ruby area, maybe you
Hmm.
should do Earth Cave while you're there, since it's top half that has the item.
Yep, I'm hoping that we get the
I don't like the
cash
double dip,
ability.
but I
Yeah,
mean,
me
if
neither.
but if something you need is at Earth Cave while you're there,
We do have exit as well, so that
yeah, we
takes a
do.
little bit of sting out of it.
It speeds it up some.
It does.
It
We're
just
gonna
means
run into that canoe pretty soon. That's all I'm thinking.
you just have to do the walk back down afterwards.
Yeah. Typically, this
Gross.
would also be an area where, like Darkwing was pointing out, like, oh, goodness. Okay, well, that's fun. We really don't care about him being dead though, because
I was
we're
gonna
fine.
make the suggestion of popping a tent first before continuing to walk, so you can reset out because it's 2 back to back.
I thought that like that was the third one, and I thought the run was there, but as you can see, I almost had it right.
So Crescent at Crescent
That's fun. There's
with
the
the
egg
egg.
for
There's
sale.
the egg.
Okay, so that's for sale. So there's another item here. Interesting. Okay.
Brings Vivi back now.
Yeah.
You could also have done that like after you checked the Sage's golds for sale.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
Those are nice golds. I'm gonna pick up these
Yep.
silvers for now, but those
Yep.
golds are real nice.
But yeah, you could also have like waited until after you're done with the
Mhm.
Sages and then revived and saved all at once.
It's
So
true. This is true.
preference.
I'm autopiloting and thinking as I'm like, suddenly there's another item here that I wasn't expecting.
I have to save. Oh, herb
That's
on Earth Cave.
that's
Okay,
good to know.
I feel
Oh,
like I need
hey.
that.
All right.
And there's
Well, seems fine.
loot. Loot.
Yeah,
Okay.
seems fine. Seems
So
fine.
yep. So yeah, I have to save every frame I can against every other runner because they're all faster than I am. So
I'm
cut
very
to
out
the
of
bone.
speed practice. I'm in teaching mode now.
Okay, so Earth Cave,
Earth Cave slash what you
yep.
call it? Yeah, Sarda and
Titan and
Titan.
Sarda. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
like
the good news is
3
the double dip
items.
Earth's going to
Yeah,
be pretty quick with the herb on the first floor. That was a nice hint.
yeah, that is nice. And you know where to go now. You don't have to bother checking the rest of it.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty great.
And that was Earth 1, not Earth B1, right?
Yep.
Okay, perfect.
Has to be because it's pre-rod as well, so it has to be unless the
Well,
game really wants to troll me.
depending upon who wrote the hint, the B1 would be the second floor
Yep,
down. So
correct.
yeah. So
All right.
and trust me, there is much contention among everyone whether the first floor is B1 or if the second floor is B1. Like this has
Yep.
been things that have been discussed.
Yep.
Okay,
Love the
iron
random here. Oh, well, that's
rod.
cute.
Okay,
This
we
game
could
is
just
yeah.
do Earth Cave then.
We could think about it.
Yeah,
We could think about it really
we could.
hard.
We have Bane.
Yeah,
It'd be
we're gonna do
fine.
the rest of the turn-ins though. We're gonna do our turn-ins.
I might suggest doing it after you get the Sun Sword.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah,
we're gonna do.
yeah.
We're gonna roll around. We're gonna pick up that
Yeah.
sun sword. We're gonna hope that we missed a quick in a shop somewhere, maybe.
and a
That's
Vorpal.
that's kind of cool, I guess.
Okay, I mean,
That,
I'll be
that's
honest.
money. That's money for the Sun Sword.
Okay, that's fair. Because I was like, do we actually care?
It's
We
money
have
for
a,
the Sun Sword.
I know, we have a Katana +5 and a
Oh
Sun
yeah.
Sword with our name on it.
Oh
So
yeah. Yep.
yeah.
All right. So let's go and pick up this herb over here. 1, 2, and then the third one's around here somewhere.
The discussion we've been having, for those in chat that are wondering, is do we go and finish Earth Cave while we're here? And the problem is the fact that we have like shuffled fiends right now, and
Yeah.
they're not alternate fiends; they're actually shuffled locations. So there's a
Gross.
possibility Tia or
That's so
Kraken. That's
gross.
gross. Tia
Yeah.
or Kraken is at the Earth Shrine bottom, and we won't
Mhm.
know till we get there. And then once you're in the fight, you're locked into the fight. So it could be giant. That's actually doable.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and that's
Let's
actually
just take
worth
a peek
decent
here. Let's just
experience.
take a
Yeah,
peek here.
just one.
Just take a peek. Anytime I see
Yeah.
4 or more Wiz Mummies in a fight, I'm like, I kind of think I want to
Mm-hmm.
take this.
Mm-hmm. Early experience is nice.
Yep.
They'll
Anything
at
we
least
can get
die.
to beef up this fighter a little bit to be able to
Yeah.
survive whatever fiends at the
Yeah.
bottom of this dungeon would be nice.
Yeah, so the big issue is just if the fiend is gross, Luffy
Mhm.
would basically have to redo the dungeon, and I don't know
Yeah.
that we want to do that right now.
Probably don't want to do that.
No. Yeah,
All right.
so
So we're probably just gonna get our herb and head on out of here.
one of these 3 chests. 4 chests? 3
4
chests? I can't
chests.
remember how here.
4 chests. 2 on the
I just
right,
run
2
and
on the
grab
left.
everything. I don't think about it.
Yeah.
Iron Helm,
It's cute.
Ice Shield. Like, you got a silver +5, like,
Yeah,
with a
that
ribbon,
feeling when a silver +5 is better than an ice shield
right?
vanilla. It's
I
so
mean,
weird.
it's nice for element right now, but once you get a
Yeah.
ribbon, the silver's better.
Yeah, it is. And
Yeah.
we're just, one of the thief will end up wearing that at some point, probably. That silver shield's probably not coming off unless we find something markedly better.
There's our herb. Do you want to take another mummy fight while you're here?
I think I might as well, right? Might as well just do this too while we're at it. Do
I was
that
like, you
here.
just walk across. You could just have it right there.
Yeah, we're just gonna kit this guy out. All right, little less of
That's
a
nice, but yeah,
not as nice, but we're still gonna, we'll one
one
shot
more
him and
round.
it'll be fine. Yeah.
One more round.
Okay, so I think we're gonna head on over. We'll turn in this herb at Elf
Mhm.
Castle because fortunately Elf
Mhm.
Castle is Elf Castle. We might, because we got this early ship and early canal. We still haven't done Marsh Cave, which is incentivized. So I mean, that's
Think
still possibly a thing.
I'm pretty sure with those
Um,
2 fights you took, you have all the money you need.
I think so. I think
Yeah.
so, which is nice.
So maybe
So
pop it to dwarf and then do outside to elf.
yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I probably will
Nice.
even sell this Vorpal anyway if I can, just to pick up
Mhm.
another house or two.
Mhm.
I'd really
Mhm.
like to throw it out the window of Sky, robot, but we'll see if I can hang on to it that long.
And apparently our sync issues should be fixed now, so everyone will see our happy discussion in real time.
Sorry, fam.
Yeah. Nah, it's fine. Rex got it.
32. Oh yeah, we got plenty of money now.
Oh, yeah. You could almost buy 2 of them, not that
I
you need
could.
to. Although
Yeah,
you have 2 people that could equip them if you could.
I could. I could put the other one on
Sell
the
the
red
Vorpal.
mage. What is the
Yeah.
red mage? Oh, wood set evade. That's right. Okay.
I mean,
If you have plus strength, I'd think about it.
sell the Vorpal, you could just do it.
I mean, we could.
We
Yeah,
could.
we could. We could.
Yeah. Might not be quite enough.
No, not quite. But it's fine. Vorpal is where it belongs. We can sell the ice sword. Kind
Sell
of.
the Ice Sword, yeah.
Yeah, that'll work.
Now you got a second one.
All right, that works.
I'm not actually encouraging people to do this all the time, but it was funny.
Yeah, I mean, I'm encouraged here that we're going to be able to do a thing now. Like, I feel like we might be able to.
Womp womp didn't eat
Bummer.
house.
Yeah, and we're out of money too, so we can't even buy. We have one house. We're gonna have to hang on to that.
It's fine.
Yeah, we're fine. Okay, so let's see. We'll turn in this herb.
Okay, so we got a wolf pack here for sync issues if anyone's curious. And we got 2 people with sun swords. Big
Yes.
old beefy sun swords. Our early to mid game is now definitely covered.
Yeah, I think we're in okay shape. We have that katana +5 as well for our end game. I think we're in a pretty good spot.
Marsh Cave is incentivized,
I'm
right?
debating. Yeah, I'm debating on if I want to go to Marshall and over here or not.
I mean, you got the firepower technically. It's just you
I
have
do,
other places
yeah.
that are instantly
Oh
available
God,
that you may want to do instead.
I gotta go to the Inn of Shame over here
Why don't you just tent?
because I want to refill my exit charges.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, that
so
way.
we'll go check the closet in a second. I almost pivoted over to those 4 chests real quick. There's that
A
canoe.
canoe. Canoe's
Okay,
nice. That opens up some more options for
it
us.
does. Now I'm thinking, do I even really want to go to Marsh
You
Cave?
don't want to go to
No,
Marsh.
I
No,
don't think I do.
no, no. I agree.
I,
You don't.
I wish I parked in the outside dock now. I was
I
thinking
was
about
wondering why
doing
you
it.
didn't.
I
Yeah,
was thinking about doing it.
I said it earlier, but
You
you
did.
went inside, and I was just going to let you. It's fine.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I
it's
mean,
fine.
it was easier for me to go over there to get to the, dwarf cave and whatnot, and then by
Mm-hmm.
then I
Mm-hmm.
was already in here, so
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
it,
Two more
it was a
houses is good.
decision. It was a decision.
It was a choice.
All right, all right.
Go.
We're gonna shirk Marsh Cave because heck with Marsh Cave. We're gonna go to our deals and we're gonna pick up that slab.
And I mean, we may discover that you're punished because Floater is there, but I think most of the time, just about every vet would do this,
It
unless you were
just
Caleb.
it feels right,
Yeah, it does.
and we can always hit up Marsh Cave super duper quick too. We can
Mm-hmm.
park in the correct dock if we want.
If we have to. Yeah.
Yeah, but I think
No,
this is also we have what you call it down here, Bahamut. So
yeah.
we're gonna check this while we're here as well.
Is this Horde on?
Hordes on.
Nice.
Oh, that's
Although you have to deal
special.
with that now. I'd reset.
Yeah, but that's gonna put us in a spot where I don't want to be.
I know you're over here. You
No,
didn't
that's not so bad. That's not so bad.
didn't tent before coming down. It's fine. No, yeah, you tented after you bought your houses, so it was
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we're fine.
So all you lost was a little bit of time on the ocean. It's not the end of the world.
Yeah, that's my bad. That's my bad for thinking I was invincible. But as you can see, that first encounter could be a fun thing with the Hall of Dragons on running into an unrunnable Tiamat with no Brack or well, we got Bane, but
Nah, I think you were right to go in and check it, but you want to
Mhm.
save right outside and burn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was too confident in my abilities to fade and fire through my way through whatever was in there.
Yeah. Oh,
Wings.
Steak and Wings is on.
Oh yeah, always on because we always hungry. All right, we're gonna
I
hard
can't.
reset. I want to see
I,
what's in here.
I can't play with any of those. They always screw me up. Ooh, double Gasty you might be
Okay,
able to take.
that's nice. Okay, what's
Yeah.
next? Okay, she's
That's it.
next.
That's
Okay, so
definitely a
that's good.
reset out.
Okay, and then what's third? She's
Her
third
again.
too. Okay, cool. So this is why we're doing this. All right, we're gonna
Oh,
take this fight
yeah.
because we're gonna take this fight.
Yeah.
So let's
Especially since
see.
you got the ambush.
So we have Gas Dragons, Tiamat, Gas Dragons. That's inspiring.
That was lovely though. That was
Yeah.
big
Oh
EXP
yeah.
right there.
Big XP. All right. Into Red Dragons. We're gonna take this one too.
Yeah, remember for all of you watching out there, the Hall of Dragons is going to have one of the highest encounter rates in the game. So we were
Yep.
saying you could burn 3 and then you get a free run. There's not going to be a free run in Hall of Dragons. But if Luffy can get down to the bottom, he can exit out.
This is great. This XP is awesome.
Fantastic. Yeah, no, this is your
Yeah.
grind. You're done with your
Yeah.
grind after this. Yeah.
I'm good to go into Earth Cave. I'm very less
Right.
scared.
I think that thief just punched for 150.
What a guy.
Right? So black belt in disguise right there. You may
He's
want to
got
heal.
Yeah, he's got heal dragons, so that's probably why. If I
Oh,
give
Red
him
Dragon,
any
that's right.
I'm gonna give him this large knife just to make it funny.
I actually think I wonder if he's going to do less damage because
He
it's
might,
minus
he might, he
3.
might. He might. All right, we're just gonna throw a
There
few
you go.
heals on him, and then more gas. We're just gonna take a look here. This is
I am
nice.
so worried you're going to end up with like a Tia.
I know, me too. I am.
Oh.
I'm trying to see because with 2 Tias in a row, I felt like maybe this is not as scary. Yeah, I'm gonna take that off.
Yeah.
He actually is gonna
You should take
punch
it
for
off.
more damage. That's
Yeah,
funny.
that is funny.
That is
Ow.
funny.
Ow. Well, don't have to take it off now. He dead.
Yeah, we might exit out now.
Dude, that is such good experience.
Yeah, we're gonna exit out now. I'm not losing that. I am not losing that.
Wow.
All right.
Okay, now can we get down to the bottom after 8 encounters in a row?
Yeah, zombie D's. We'll try to run from these guys because this is fine. Sleep touch, neat. And then more. This is a place that is full of terror.
But you got through. Look at
I
that.
did. I did. I can't wait for this not to be on. I was so confident it was. Oh darn it! Well, we got levels.
Okay, so a good reminder: read the flags.
Yeah,
By the way, you. Oh yeah, you don't have to worry about your guys. Your guys are back alive now.
they're not alive. They're dead.
Oh, that's right. You exited afterwards, so you're
Yeah,
in with just 2 party
yeah,
members.
we're just going, and we're just going in here.
I'm in.
Yep, we're just
Why
going in
not?
here.
Why not?
We got 2 party members that can make it through this dungeon right now. You know, we're just gonna start swinging with sun swords.
I mean, they are the 2 people that can kill the undead.
Yep,
Woo-hoo-hoo!
I am not scared of this place, and we're putting levels on the 2 characters that I want to have them.
I mean, that's entirely fair.
We will run though, and we ambush.
Free ambush, yeah.
Okay, so
Okay, so that was bottom.
right. Oh dang. Yeah, see, I
Bottom,
call that
not
bottom
one.
too. Shum had made me call that right. I said
No, it's
bottom,
bottom.
and he was like, "That's not
Bottom.
bottom. That's right." You know what? Thank you. I
It's
feel
because
validated.
in
It's
vanilla
all
you
set.
always go you always go with the lower
Mhm.
of the 2 pillars in any room that you get pillars, because then you can get that's how the navigation through the dungeon works.
Yep.
So in my head, it's lower, it's bottom.
Same.
So bottom 2,
Okay.
bottom.
Okay. 50-50. Top.
Nah, because I
Yeah.
just said bottom again. So good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, so easy peasy through this
Level
ordeal.
22 already. That's sick.
Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good about my levels
Right.
here.
You
We're
just
just gonna
kill him.
take this too
Yeah,
because why
you
not?
just kill him.
Fate will clear the pack. Yeah.
Mhm.
The only thing we wish we had was like a mage stick here for that fighter.
Yeah, I think we saw that they had like somewhere in the range of 90 health. So
Yeah, they're fine. Yeah.
yeah, it's not a problem.
All right, let's see. Random ordeals as well. All right, we're gonna run from that because ambushes.
Yep.
Let's see.
The fun of when 2,000 experience per character isn't enough to actually
Yep.
bother with.
All right, so we're gonna see what's in here and what's in here.
It's all green.
Cool.
And that's
All
the
right.
thing. You're not gonna check the others? Wow.
No,
I would have cleared the floor just because it's all green.
nah, don't need it.
Okay. Still can't actually do anything with that slab just yet because we don't have Melmint.
We have no northern docks on too, so I
Nope.
have to keep going this way. Okay, so
Have to
we
keep
are
doing-
getting funneled into Earth Cave here and Marsh. So we're gonna go to Marsh.
I was gonna say you. There's no reason to actually do Earth Cave because you already got the item out of
Yep,
it, so you may
yep.
as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah. That's right.
Yeah. You already got
And
the item.
this is great too. We can pick up our houses. We can top
Mhm.
things off here. This is fine.
Yeah, Geo Ghost, unrunnables are completely turned off in this game, but if you do have unrunnables turned on, you also have the option to shuffle the unrunnables. So while Zombles, for example, as you point out, were unrunnable in the original game, they don't have to be unrunnable here. The devs,
Yes.
I think around version 3X, finally managed to unlink the unrunnables and unlink the encounters that went together for unrunnables, so
Mhm.
everything can be shuffled now. Yeah.
Shout out to our devs who are amazing.
Always amazing. For the longest time, they thought that the shuffled or the unrunnable encounters was locked, and then they found a way to break it, and that opened up the game even more.
All right, so we're going back into a dungeon now for the first time in a while. That means something. That's not like ordeals with pillars. So I'm gonna burn 3 encounters and see what this looks like. We're random in this dungeon too.
Well,
Oh my
like,
god, the encounters, please.
Like if you're going into Mirage and you decide to take the encounters for levels, I'd understand. Nothing
Yeah.
here is going to be worth the levels.
No, this place is
No.
awful too. I hate Marsh Cave. There's always just so many roving packs of garbage in here that can have any myriad of crap in there. Hey, that's nice.
That's
in their
not crap.
in their repertoire.
I'm gonna say something. If the item's not up here,
never
mind. But anyway, if the item wasn't up here, I would almost reset out of that gold bracelet because on its own, it might not matter so much.
Yeah, with them for sale as well, and what you call it, like there's really no reason. The only thing that is stinks about this is we didn't optimize coming here to get that adamant to then do that and the sun swords at the same time.
But we wouldn't have known. We didn't
wouldn't
know.
have known. I'm feeling pretty good about our decision so far, though.
Yeah. So far, everything's moving smooth. We didn't have the hints to tell us, so.
Yeah.
Gold +3 is more or less opal -2. Yes, except the gold will have more evasion than the opal.
The gold is better.
I ran into that with a I think we had Lefenian League. There was like an opal -5 and a gold
Hmm.
+1 or 2 or something, and
Hmm.
they were about the same, but there was like so much less evasion on the opal because of the negatives.
Yep. Yep.
So yeah.
And that can actually matter, it
Hmm.
really it can.
Hmm.
Not so much with
Hmm.
like this scaling arrow, hey, bridge boss.
Hmm.
But it can certainly come into play.
Hmm. Now the only thing this will suck is if the adamant is floater.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, then we're fine. We can't even turn that in. Anyone who went to Marsh Cave didn't gain an advantage.
Yeah, how very interesting too that like,
Hmm.
both of the lock towns are looking like they're still floater lock towns in a way.
So this tells us
Let's
exactly what
think
we need
about
to know.
here. Yep,
Mirage,
yep. No, it's
Mirage,
actually
or ice.
it's ice
No.
cave because we don't have northern docks.
Oh, you're right. I always
Yep,
forget because it's
yep.
not on.
And we
And
got
no
the
Lefinian Lake River or whatever. Wow, we actually have
yeah,
to go to
we do.
Mirage. Oh, to Ice Cave.
Yep. I'm just ticking off
Gross.
the tracker here that I have up, making sure I've
Good,
got everything
good.
here.
I don't have anything open in front of me except your game, so
No
you'll have to
deals.
remind me of what we need. Yep.
Yep. All we need right now is Oxio/Cube, honestly. And Floater. We just need those things.
Hey, floater first, and then yeah, the Mirage probably has the rest of your unlock.
Yeah, we've already seen one
Hmm.
of the duds, technically speaking, with the piece of gear from Sarda with the Vorpal. And there's still two more locations out there that are going to have nothing. So that
Hmm.
robot, we might not get to show off that Proc Gen Earth Cave. We'll see, or Proc
Okay,
Gen Waterfall. We'll see.
so while you're doing the dive into ice, are you burning at all?
No, I am not burning here.
Okay,
I might as well be because I'm going
as
all
well.
kinds of random
Yep.
directions.
Eh. So we had a question in chat from Ghost or Geo Ghost about
Mhm.
why you're burning 3 and how that's affecting things. So this
Sure.
lets me do the speech while you're doing Ice Cave
Yeah.
of the encounter table in Final Fantasy 1 vanilla is fixed. If you hard reset, as in push the power button on or off, or use hard reset in your emulator, you will get the same exact encounter table every time.
Hmm.
A certain number of steps to your first encounter, then a
Oh,
couple more to. Why
that was
did you
dumb
reset? Yeah.
because I didn't see the legendary shop, and I was like, oh, and then yeah.
Oh, I gotta suffer for this. So a certain amount of steps to your first one, and if you hard reset, you'll get the same amount of steps every time, and then to the next encounter, and the next
Hmm.
encounter, and so forth. We liken it to a shuffled deck of cards, where once you've done your shuffling in the randomizer, you then lay out the cards one at a time, the same way every time. So when
Hmm.
you hard reset, you stack the cards back up, and you go through them in the exact same order again. If you soft reset, that's pushing the reset button on your piece of hardware or the soft
Interesting.
reset in the emulator, you move further into the encounter table instead of going all the way back to the start of it. So by
Hmm.
burning 3 with soft resets, he can then skip more encounters later on and get what we call a hero run that
Hmm.
takes him deeper into the seed.
Which we haven't exactly found yet. There was a run
No.
there between floor 1 and
Yeah.
2 after I took that reset where I made it a
Hmm.
pretty good distance. I
Hmm.
am unsure about how
Oh.
many encounters that is into this though, because it's
So
at least 4
yeah.
plus.
Yeah. Saracen pulling up the detailed encounter stuff that is on our wiki and our guide, so you can go look and learn all about the encounter table. We have a lot on it because it is something to master.
Hmm.
But it is also the thing of some of these are advanced techniques. You're getting to see some of them. Getting
Hmm.
into the game and getting a feel for it is your most important
Ew.
first if you're new to the game. Let us
Ooh,
go, mummies. Just
silent
let us go.
touch. Really?
Just
Yeah.
let us go.
Why does everybody go before the thief with a bajillion agility? Like, come
Right,
on, man.
right. So we're looking for the randomly placed item here in Ice Cave,
Yeah,
and
which
if
is
we're lucky, it won't be
probably
the
going to
last
be
one.
our floater.
Yep. Oh,
At this rate,
think it almost
I think it has to be. Yeah,
has to. I mean, it could be Oxyale,
it, it,
and
you
then
know
the
what? It
item in
could.
Sea
It
Shrine.
could.
Yep,
It sure could. Yeah.
that could
Oh, hey, we
wizard
found a wizard and a
and a
crystal.
wizard.
All right.
Okay, I was not expecting the crystal, but that just means we're one step further.
Yeah, I'm gonna check these two while we're here
Flame's
because
nice, but sun's better.
yep. The flame. No one's gonna really swing that. Yeah, then that's a nice sort of will never get used.
And exit.
Okay, so let's see here.
We get to go to Maddie
Uh,
now.
we do. We do.
Gotta roll on over to Matoya and turn in that crystal.
Yep. I'm wondering, do I want to walk? No, I'll take the boat over there.
So Giogo says you're estimating based on what you already know about the encounter table, and so you figured out there might be a hero run coming up depending upon the steps you counted. Yes, that's
Yes,
exactly
essentially
right.
that is exactly
That's
correct.
exactly right.
Yeah.
Yep.
The thing though,
That
sometimes it's a great theory and it works usually. This encounter table is being very tricky. There's 3 and 4 very, very quick encounters on the overworld and in the dungeon. Usually they're a little more spaced out than that. So I am unsure of where this hero
Mhm.
run is.
Mhm. Mhm.
But it is in there.
And I was about to question why you're
Come
going that way, but
on.
you were using the river. So
Ugh,
and then the game's like, but you don't get to speed up because of the river. You still have to take your time.
still punished.
Still punished. You
Still
actually, I
punished.
think this was by doing the faster route, it actually ended up being slower.
I think it did. I think it did. The good news is I can loop over and go, east to go west and get over to what you call it this way, as I'm too far north.
Yeah. So
I can get to Northwest Castle. That's the
mhm.
words.
So the question was, how do you know where the hero run is, and how do you measure that? Like, do you count
Hmm.
steps or whatever? Most of us don't count steps. I know some of the pros do, but
Hmm.
most of us go off of like a music cue or something.
Yep.
One of our weirder ones is Saracen, who doesn't play with music, so he just has a natural sense, and he's weird.
Saracen. Hey, there's our floater. Saracen
There it is.
plays to the beat of his opponent's fear.
Hmm.
Hmm.
But yeah, like for instance, I use the music cues of the game, so I actually have to play with the game music and not something else. So I
Yep.
can listen. Like once I know where the hero run comes, I can listen for how long the music cue is and save right beforehand and reset and start again.
Yep. I
Yep.
use music cues usually. I also, have been playing with regular music on as well, just to kind of, Oh,
Right
hey, look,
person.
ribbon,
And hey, we wanted
ribbon.
one of those finally. Now our fighter is really protected.
Yep, we're
Or
gonna
I
give that to surprisingly the black mage right now because
he's
the
got
black
life.
mage has life,
He's got life. Yep. Nope. That
which
makes
which
perfect
feels
sense.
really weird, but that's what we're
But
gonna do.
it makes sense. No, I get it.
All right, so we're gonna continue to do our turn-ins at this point, but we are very, very close to just being able to do our thing and go. I feel pretty confident about taking almost any fiend with this layout we have right now. With Fade and Nuke, we can, buy Temper now.
Hmm.
Probably we have the cash for it. Like, I'm not scared of really anything else that we're gonna be looking at here. But we're gonna continue the turn-ins
Before,
first.
yeah, I was gonna say before you actually go and start doing spell buying, try and
Mhm.
see if you can get the tail.
That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Okay,
Yep.
so this is a bit of a bummer, but
There's actually, I would hold off on exploring this until you
hey, I
see
don't
whether or
need
not.
to.
Yeah,
Yep, I don't
yeah,
need to. I was thinking, have we seen pro rings?
yep,
Pro rings were in what you call it,
Melm, yep.
Canaria. So that really does nothing. So this is hopefully gonna be Melman, and
Melman was
not
slab to tail.
yeah, this is hopefully what
Yeah.
Melman. Because what else are we missing? Gaia.
No, we don't have Oxiel. Yeah, we know Gaia. We
Yeah.
haven't seen
I
Gaia.
pop the bottle. So even if this is Gaia, this is not,
Yeah, this
hopefully
is
a
fine.
worthless walk. And it is Gaia.
Good.
Okay. Cute.
And I wouldn't check spell shops here because you already know where
Yeah.
Temper and Fade are.
Yep.
Temper and Fast are. Yeah.
Yeah. Spell shops no longer exist with the Lefanian Superstore.
And knowing what spells you actually want already exists. So there's cubes, so all of Mirage is open.
That's
Now we just
fun.
need
Maybe we do
Oxiel.
that while we're here.
Oxiel and yeah, Oxiel. We just need Oxiel.
Wait a minute. Hold on. No, there were no quicks here. I did check the shop. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Let's go
Um,
do Mirage. I'm down with
yeah,
that.
I'm thinking
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Because we even, we got
Yeah.
Bane.
I think we can do this.
We got
You
Bane.
got
We
Bane.
didn't.
You got a couple beef tanks. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. If
yeah,
this is Tia, this doesn't even necessarily. This could be Lich. Who cares?
yeah. It doesn't. It might not even matter.
Yeah, this could be Lich. Who cares? But what we are going to do is we are just going to check for the item. We're going to clear Mirage, and
One and two. Yeah.
we're not gonna worry about anything else
Mm-hmm.
probably after that.
Mm-hmm. Ow. Thank
Yeah,
you, game.
yeah, not quite fun police, but they're pretty bad.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And just for lulls, we're gonna take a peek here real quick because I'm curious with all these quick encounters. Sandwiches is cute.
Sam's okay.
Okay, and then the second encounter is quick. Oh,
Oh,
hey,
steak.
how about that? And then what's the third encounter? More sandwiches.
Sandwiches.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
fun. Okay, so if
Oh,
we need
lovely.
levels, we're covered here.
That is a lovely rare roast beef sandwich right there.
Yep, sure is.
Yeah.
Sure is. And there's that fourth encounter. Okay, so I'm thinking 4 encounters. Then there's a
Burn 4.
little bit of a run here.
But I think you have to burn the 4th in the dungeon because I don't think it shows up on the overworld.
Yeah, it's what it
Yeah.
felt like, right?
Yeah.
Seems weird, but that seems to be what
And
I've
no,
seen
I'm
as
going to
well.
encourage if the item's not here on this floor to just reset.
Same.
Yep. There we go.
Yep.
That's for the ducks. That saves you a bunch of steps, and then you don't have to walk out, and there's no clutter in your inventory. Who cares?
Let's
Saracen, you say that,
see.
but we are only seeing 3 on the overworld, and we were seeing 4 in the dungeon. I agree it
Yeah,
should be working a certain way, but every once in a while, I swear this happens in the game. Sometimes you just get some weird desync.
it feels like it. I have not
Yeah.
tried to burn that fourth encounter on the overworld
But we should
just
try
yet.
it. We should try
So
For
we'll see.
science.
It feels like what Dark Moon and I were
Mhm.
thinking about, but hey, it was our
It's a
incentive
ribbon.
ribbon.
Okay.
Okay, we're not going to complain about that. Now the fighter is totally kitted out and fine. Yeah, we're in good shape here.
But finish clearing. Oh,
Oh,
there's a quick.
beautiful.
And that might be
Okay,
a stack of them, too.
yep, we're definitely not scared of whatever's at the top of this dungeon now.
Mm-mm.
Okay, cool.
Just finish her on out.
So while we are traversing our way up this dungeon, why are they hitting him? He's got evasion. Why don't we take a little like chat poll here if you guys want to give a little vote? Do we check floor 1 for the other legendary shop, which is a walk and a bingo tile, and feels almost right because bingo is fun.
That
So
was
chat,
painful.
what do you think? It was painful, right? That was a vampire that punched really hard. There's so many
I would.
encounters.
I know you're running from this, but that's 5 of them. I probably would have
It
taken it.
is. It is. And if I see another one of those, I'm going to. Right now, I'm autopiloting and just thinking about what I want to do moving forward when I could very easily just be taking these trash fights. I preach taking trash fights in this dungeon. I should listen to my own words.
Yeah, because this is the dungeon where they're actually worth something.
Yep. So we're going to take every fight for the rest of the way, I think. We're even going to take this one because heck it.
Saracen says that we saw the legendary shop wasn't here.
Oh, can you see it from inside the room?
Apparently.
Oh, that was tricky of you. I did not know that. Good to know.
That
That's
would require us to
awesome.
remember the legendary shops exist, of course.
All right, so level 23-ish plus on the 2 air quote melees, and the ninja and the black mage are now at 21 each. This feels pretty strong enough to do
I think you're
whatever's
good.
in our
I don't
way.
think I don't think we need to grind anymore. I think we're solid.
No, and if, like I said, if we have a really big problem, we know exactly where there's a lovely rare roast beef sandwich waiting for us.
So tasty.
And levels.
The most glorious grind right there.
Yeah, that's really, really nice, and it's quick too.
Mm-hmm.
We might sciencey take that at some point before we do the end of the game, just because I'm gonna take this fight too. This is a good fight.
Oh, Odron wants to see the thief punch Tia to death.
Oh, the thief punched 3 hits, 3 damage on a fighter. I expect better.
Well, he's not a dragon.
True. You want to catch these hands, is what the ninja's saying. Yeah, we're gonna take the fights on this bridge.
This
here
is not gonna be the best experience. Like, if you were 2 or 3 levels lower, I would agree, but I don't know about it at this point. Yeah.
That's done. No, that's not done. Robot. Okay, so we're gonna
Waterfall.
Yeah,
Waterfall and Oxiel, yeah.
I'm ticking off things as we're going here, just taking a peek, and yeah, we're gonna probably have to do that.
And that means Melman's also over at on-rack
It
spot.
does. So yeah, it does. Wow. All the stuff
nice.
here.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Okay, so bottle's done, floaters in the air, adamant's done. We have the cube. Yeah, Oxiel's really all we're missing. Oxiel and tail. Yeah, okay, we're in good shape.
Otron says you forgot to mark Crystal on your tracker.
I don't want this fight.
Or on the tracker, one of the two. And Ruby, apparently.
Oh?
Maybe on the tracker that's on screen for them.
I like fighters.
Yeah, like the 6 sorcerers with the golems is okay.
It's okay.
But they get a lot of punches and they take a while to kill, and it's just not worth it.
In my luck, the sorcerers have vanilla death touch, so just no thanks.
Your levels are so stupid now.
They're good, right? They're really good.
Yeah, they're great. For 200% scaling, you're fantastic.
All right, so what do we got? That's cute. Okay.
Sure. Okay, so
Sure.
punch, swing.
Let's see how many where's the they're in drink, right? How many 2 quicks. All right, so we'll burn one of those and then we'll just do that because why not?
Sure. Bad turn order.
It's fine. 2 hits, 2 damage. I expect better.
Come on, right?
I expect better.
All Bane all the time?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'll
you
ban
didn't
all.
get Bane on. Yeah, you didn't get
Yeah,
Bane on the Red Mage.
yeah, because I said we'd come back for that and we never did.
Mm,
It's fine though. We're fine.
it's not that damage. That works.
We're fine.
1 to 2 more rounds.
Yeah, I think we're okay.
Come on, Thief.
We're gonna keep Bane and Bane. Believe in Bane.
The disappointment. 3 hit. Ooh, got the 3 hits.
In
Well, the
fairness,
boss
it
is
probably is my fault, Odoron. I did say I would track, but Rax is being the guy.
100 to 200%. So the Tia can be fairly chonky.
She can be. We were hoping Bane to do a little heavy lifting here.
Hold's not going to do anything when the fighter's wearing a ribbon, and Tia's dead.
Yeah.
There we go.
All
And
right. Orb.
do you want to do science? Do we want to check the encounters?
Sure.
Let's check and see.
Because we'll take these fights. Why not?
Take the. Oh, that's not what you got before.
That is not what I got before.
Did you hard reset or did you soft reset?
I just hard reset. We're gonna do it again. Excuse me?
Huh. Okay, we'll take the fight. Let's see what happens.
Yeah. Excuse me?
Must be a different
Oh,
quadrant.
am I too high still?
You might be too high
Wow. Wow.
Just reset by this. It's
Yeah,
not worth
look at that. Okay,
roll
so
down.
I guess it is. Oh, yeah, it's a
Yeah, there
little
it is,
bit
okay.
farther down. How cool. All right. I'm even learning. I thought it was more
The
in
zones
line
are-
with the bottom of
The zones
Mirage
are a
there.
little off. That's true.
Yeah. How about that?
That's one.
Look at that.
That's the second fight. So we know
5
we
years
just
later,
the
this
sandworm.
game's still teaching me. All right. We'll take
And
those
then-
sandwiches.
Yeah, sandwiches should be next on the soft encounter. Or
Or another T-Rex. Cool.
this does not match what we knew before.
It does not.
Not
But
that I'm
that felt like,
complaining.
I mean, either. That felt like a longer run there for the third encounter as well. And I definitely soft reset.
And yeah, though, there we go.
Yeah,
And there's a sandworm.
There's a sandwich. Okay. What a great place this is.
This is one of the nicest encounter tables I've seen.
Tower should be almost heavy. Thank you, Macklin. Appreciate that. Okay. So where are we going now? We're going over here.
I don't care if that was a different quadrant from where we were before. Two blue steaks and a sandwich. I'm taking that.
Take it for sure.
Give me all day.
Uh,
There's not a whole lot to care about here.
no, just want tents for my menuing
Mm-hmm.
purposes because I keep smashing houses when I don't have to.
So waterfall and slab turn in.
Yep. So I don't know why I hard reset there, but I did. Well, now we can science it because now I am absolutely hard and softing, even though I'm in the river system. Okay, so there's 3.
And the fourth.
There's 4.
So we were just missing the fourth. Okay, so there is 4. Everyone besides us is right.
Yeah. All right, and we're gonna soft here, and then this is here. Yep, that makes sense.
Yeah, we just do the turn in because we know all the spells we want are waiting for us at Lefane before we leave.
Yep. I guess we'll talk to the hint giver, even though it probably doesn't mean anything. But we'll just show where they are in case people don't know. It's this guy down here. Hey, look, the canal we found. The canal we found at 2.5 minutes in.
I did not know it was there. How could this be?
Thanks, game. All right, so we're probably gonna have to do this.
Well, we have to.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's not that many turn-ins left for us, you know.
Okay, so here's your proc gen waterfall. Yep.
Yep,
up and left is always the play. See, even when up and left isn't the play, up and left
it shows you
the way.
Yep.
Oh God.
Wrong eye.
How terrible. That feels strikingly vanilla, but that should be the other eye. Oh, a pro cape. Oh, bummer.
Well, honestly, I wouldn't even bother finishing this. I would just leave.
I was hoping to find. There we go.
Okay. Quicks are nice.
Validated. Okay, so we didn't waste time there. We showed off a lovely what a proc gen waterfall can look like. That's the best kind right there, everybody.
The
And another
shortest as
katana,
possible.
yes.
Yeah, because what it does is it draws a path, and then somewhere along the path it places the room.
Mhm.
Or it's like it places starts and ends the room, like starting stairs and room, and then it
Mhm.
draws paths to them. But because it's trying to set like one to the other, sometimes it like sets the room too far around or something.
Mhm.
And yeah, it just kind of like linked in together very easily that way. And as Saracen points out, the reason for going primarily up is that the doors must be on the bottom wall, and because of the fact that technically, like in the vanilla version of the game, the room was at the bottom left. So if because of the fact that the floors can loop both vertically and horizontally, if you go up left, you're more likely to find the path. It's a whole thing that basically says go up and left.
Gosh darn it.
What? What'd you get? I didn't see.
Nothing that was any kind of consequence. What am I missing here?
You did ice skate. Did you turn in the herb? You did turn in the herb, right?
Yeah, I had to do that
Yeah.
earlier. We're gonna have to do
You
this
haven't done the
anyway, so
cardias.
I'm gonna do this when I. Oh yes,
I don't have the incentives in front of me. You're supposed to have them up, dude.
I did. I changed over to fix my other music. We got to do this dungeon anyway. This is a 58-second dungeon.
It is. But this also goes to show you that even the veterans like us
Oh
have to
yeah,
keep like a tab open with the incentives so we remember
yes,
what the heck we're supposed to be checking.
yes. But
I
and
always
just
have
yeah, it's a teaching thing. You know, it's a teaching moment here, everybody.
mm,
That's all it is.
I always have it. So like Luffy on that floor, he could just keep walking around the lava and it wouldn't matter. He took a couple wrong steps, but it doesn't matter for the encounter table because
Yeah.
you can't get encounters on lava.
Yeah, I'm very sloppily routing this dungeon right here because I'm menuing on my second monitor to catch myself up so I don't get lost again. I will path these last few floors correctly. I'm sorry, everybody.
No, you're fine. No, I was just pointing out that you
Okay,
don't get
no,
encounters
it's
on lava.
funny. I know.
Yeah.
This is our witty banter, man. This is our podcast. This is what we sound like
We
together.
hassle each other. It's true.
All right, I don't care what you are. I don't
I do
care.
care. You didn't heal.
Nope, I don't because I don't care.
Oh, okay.
Yep. And boom.
I, I think you might care a little, but okay.
Nope, nope. We're going in. We're going in. We're going in hot.
Okay.
We're going in hot.
Okay. Very hot.
Mm-hmm.
Ow.
That's scary. That's actually scary.
Ow.
That's actually scary.
Oh, okay.
Fine. We have enough nukes to make this work.
We should be fine.
We're fine. We're gonna be fine. See, we're totally
Like,
fine. Totally fine.
not. It wasn't dicey at all. Really.
Not one bit. Not one bit.
Not one bit.
N- Never
Okay.
had a doubt, everybody. All
Health
right.
is a resource, you
It
know?
is. It is. That was very me hoping that that was not going to be the fiend that it was. So I do take responsibility for that being a rather stupid play. I was really thinking that was going to be Lich, everybody. I didn't think I'd run into Tia and Kraken back to back. Oh man. You know what? These things happen. All right. So we're gonna go over to Earth Cave. We're gonna do that, and I'm gonna kind of think, what am I missing here? Oh, cardio. We talked
Cardias.
about that. We
You got a
talked about
cardias,
that.
yeah.
Okay,
You
so
gotta
we're
do
gonna
cardias.
finish this up right here because we got to do it anyway. And then
Sure.
we'll just
This isn't how you normally would route this. You would normally do the cardias sooner once you got the floater, and
mhm.
you'd save volcano and earth for after, but
Yeah, we're doing it this
Luffy's in
way
it now.
because yeah, I'm fully committed to this mistake of a play that I made. So we're just gonna keep at it. But the good news is we're able to go mode these dungeons, and I know exactly where I'm going now.
So Oxy is Cardia and Tail is C. Yeah, that pretty much
Yeah,
has to be the way it is.
yeah, that's the way it is because we have everything else we could possibly have
Mm-hmm.
found. We found
Mm-hmm.
both duds. We know that the robot had the pro cape and everything. So it has to be
So
that.
here is my question for you.
Hmm.
You were probably going to dig out the Maza anyway,
Probably.
but we haven't found any armor that makes promo interesting, and with the quicks we have, do we actually care about the tail?
Not particularly, I don't think.
No.
We're gonna crack inside that dungeon. If we run into it, we run into it. But I don't think I'm gonna seek it
I would
out.
I would honestly just do greeds and move on.
I think it's kind of where I'm at with it. I would like the promo to give that katana to the thief. But
Meh.
I don't think we're gonna need it with
No, not
the
and remember, it's mid Topher with only 2 bosses before Chaos.
yeah. I will
Yeah,
shuffle some of my items here just in case we do run across that tail pretty easily, but we don't really need it.
yeah. No, not with your levels, not with the gear
Mhm,
you already have, and not with
mhm.
Mazda being right where you know it.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be
Yeah.
okay. The lack of strength on this fighter is shining through every now and again, but the weapons are just strong enough to kind of
Mhm.
mitigate it slightly.
Mhm. And Mazda
It's a
Is
Masa.
Mazda. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is why we'd really like to get that katana online, but we don't need it. It's a very shiny +5 though.
I mean, in all honesty, the thief sitting at 349 is doing pretty good for his vitality
Yeah,
debuff.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's the levels. He's mid
Yep.
20s right now. This
Yep.
party's very strong.
I mean, that is the thing. You could just pump him full of beefsteaks and he'd be
Yeah,
fine.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's as I'm saying he's very strong, rubbed into oblivion. Whatever.
He doesn't need health.
Take your 1
One
HP and think
that
about
is
what you did.
fine.
Have your 1 HP and think about what you did. Rub. Come on. That's a joke. Oh man, this game's got jokes sometimes.
It does. Okay, who do we got here?
Hey, it's a
It's
lich.
just Lich anyway. Remember, your red mage has a sun sword.
No, he's got cake.
Alright, I'm just remembered saying.
He's got cake. Yeah, see, that sun sword's even very strong on here. Hey, see,
He's
there we
got
go.
beef. Yep.
Beautiful.
Fighter had some real beef to him.
Wow, 26 on this ninja. Well,
Right?
this wannabe ninja.
This wannabe ninja. He'd
Okay.
really like to use the sword, but he
He
may
would
not.
very much like to, yeah.
Yeah, I would say do the greeds, but don't go out of your. That's not where Sea Shrine is.
Yep, it's over this way, right here. We got to go pick
Oh
up
right, you gotta get
the item.
The Cardia.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm like, that's not where. No, but I'm already
Now
ahead of
who's
myself.
forgetting their way to path? Dark
I'm
mode.
not the one playing.
Of course, it's random here too. Pro Cape's kind of cool. Falchion.
I'd
Yeah.
reset.
Nah,
Yep.
I want that stuff that I got in there because
Okay.
to your point, there's not really any armor. I have 2 Pro Cape +5s now for these mages. Like I'm more and more feeling comfortable about where we are here because the sea
I mean,
can still throw something nasty at me.
I'm just putting it out there. You don't need armor if you don't find Kraken 2.
Yep, this is also true. But we're gonna want to go to that side to get the masa, right?
Reset out or exit out after and go
I
save
could,
and go find the
yeah.
sun kinder
You know
floors.
what? That's actually not a bad idea. That's not a
Right?
bad idea.
Right?
Come on,
Uh,
man. Stupid Oxiel. So dumb.
Almost the last place you looked.
Oh boy. And look at that.
More
More greed.
equipment's
All right,
nice.
now I feel really good about where
Equipment's
we're
nice, yeah.
at with that.
Yeah. So
Where
Elfland.
was that? Elfland. That's right. So we gotta
Elfland.
go this way a little bit.
And that's me not writing it down. That's just like you only have to memorize 8 new spots because they're shuffled
Yeah.
amongst themselves. So it doesn't matter quite as much.
My co-op partner Shun Bobby has a really stupendous tracker for us that we use for entrance and floor shuffle that I did not need for towns, but maybe I wanted to do it anyway because my navigation has been quite poor.
Hmm. I don't bother for towns. I actually, honestly, half the time I don't bother for entrances. I do bother when it's entrances and floors
Mm-hmm.
because entrance floor shuffle is too much to keep up with.
All right. So somewhere, some way, we're in that like hero-esque run here somewhere.
Esque, yeah. Not that the lobsters want to let us know that.
Yeah.
What?
I
Oh, you're
always
looking for
take
the
this fight. I'm
okay
looking for the
legendary
legendary shop,
shops.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I always take this fight. This is my favorite fight in the game.
Hmm. Not that you need the levels at this
Nope.
point, but
I'm too low. Yeah, it's up here.
yeah, this one.
And no,
Yep.
okay.
Well, at least I got to show off one.
We did. And
It
you
was
know,
complete an
that's
Earth
the
Cave on the path you didn't
Sun
take.
Sword's
Yeah.
putting in work. Sun Sword's putting in work. Cool. Yeah,
Rex, the combat here is on a grass background because you're in Elfland for the dungeon.
yeah, it's weird, right?
Hmm.
It does make Sea Shrine a little more peaceful, though.
It's very sedate looking,
Mm-hmm.
like a meditative garden.
Secretly Marsh Cave 2.0. Yeah,
Ugh.
it just might be.
I do hate coming here, so that makes sense.
Yeah. This is another dungeon though, like where you can take the trash fights along the way and be happy with what you find.
Even
There are
more
levels to be had.
experience. Yeah.
All right, we're gonna clear this side just to see if we can run into that tail because that katana is really. Oh, hey, okay, cool. Anyway, moving on.
I wouldn't have, but I understand why you did.
And the other free box because that would have been lulls if that was a ribbon, which it wasn't. Okay, so we can promo if we want. I don't necessarily think we need to, but we might do it anyway. We're okay on time. 57 minutes. This is our fourth dungeon. I think we're okay.
I'm just sitting here going, how are you faster than I am? Because your routing has been atrocious.
It's been like I got a weird way that I went about this. The town shuffle definitely threw me off more than I thought it would, honestly. I think I definitely routed this a little on the strange side. Okay. All right, and we got ourselves a carry in this next fight, which we know, which is great. So
Not even something to concern yourself with.
no, we don't even got to heal. We can just roll in here and tell her hi.
She should not be that big an issue.
She probably won't be. Sleep touch is cute though.
It is. She can just keep using that on the thief who wasn't doing much anyway.
Yep, that's fine by me.
Yep. Even Faye doing solid work. There we
Yeah.
go.
God, I wish this fighter just had a little bit more to him though, to be perfectly honest.
Well, I mean, you can always go pump him full of cheesesteaks.
I could. All right, we're gonna promo to grab that katana just as a backup plan because I am a little wary of the damage this fighter is able to do out with this sun sword with the minus strength.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Remember to burn 3.
Yep. So we have the gas dragons, and then we have Tiamat, and then we have Tiamat again,
And then we're good.
Yeah, this should be
We
gas
don't have to
dragons.
fight our way down, but
Yeah.
you got the ambush.
Yep, I'm gonna take the ambush here.
Okay.
Everything else, I think I'm gonna run from. 4 hits, 200 damage on a punch from that thief.
Where
That
was that
cute.
on Tiamat? Come on,
Right,
man.
right.
Unimpressed with you, thief.
A little bit. Yeah. Thief is in a
On
really
your
good spot out there.
levels.
They're strong. They're very strong.
So crazy. You got the ambush again.
I know, but like the levels, like we don't need it anymore.
But you did it the first time.
Yeah, but like now I know where the levels are. I wasn't exactly sure. Now I know we really don't need them.
We really don't need them. Except maybe on the fighter. I mean, if you killed everyone else off here and
Yeah,
then went and just pumped your fighter full of cheesesteaks, I'd support that.
yeah, right.
Yeah. You do also have an XCal -1, I think.
-2. So,
I think the Sun Sword's better.
yeah. All right, so we're out of here. We'll go. We'll grab temper because we're gonna want that. I don't think there's anything else we really got
Go
to
the Super
worry
Sword.
about in way. Yeah, it's exactly where I'm going. In
Okay,
ways
cool.
of magic, I don't think there's no fast for the ninja. We got plenty of quicks. Yeah, I think we just grab
Cool.
temper. Cure 4, I think if we can get it on. No, it was level 3, not level 4. Dang. Okay, we're fine.
Ace is level 5.
Oh, that's right. The red mage can grab that, so we'll pick that up for safety.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're good.
And yeah, I play with the accessible spell names, so it's
Mhm.
not fast in my head, it's haste.
Yep.
That was for everyone else watching.
Heal pots are a little bit wanting.
Yeah.
Hopefully they're here. I can't remember.
I don't pay attention.
Cool. Actually, while we are here though, because you know. Not gonna go back for those golds because we don't need that, but I am gonna pick up the pro rings that are here just because that
That makes sense.
the ninja getting rubbed just bothers me. Just bothers me.
Oh, that's funny.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, this party is pretty kitted out. I think we're fine.
My mouse fell, or my microphone fell over.
It was
That
a
was probably
hasty
loud.
decision. Oderon, you are correct.
Ugh.
All right, we're just gonna soft reset and we're gonna go in here. Just cause. 4 quicks. I think that's fine. I like to go left.
I go left. Well, because in mid Topher,
Okay.
you go left.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or I
Okay.
mean, in mid Topher, all floors you have to go left anyway. So left is just the nice default.
Actually, let's do the. Nope, not that. This, and then let's do this.
John? Ow.
Thief is surviving.
Barely.
Cute. Did we buy Cure 3? We didn't. All right, whatever.
Do we have EXP bonuses on? As in boosted in general? Yeah, it is. It is boosted in general.
Come on.
Good
Okay.
enough.
I
Good
don't
enough.
think. No. Okay,
That
so
was a short path.
no masa on this path. Okay, so we're gonna
If
keep
you
going.
if
We're
you
gonna keep
want,
going.
then we can go the other side.
Yeah, if we take an L here, unfortunately,
Yeah.
we'll go the other way. But I don't think we need to worry about it. I think we're fine.
Yeah, I think we're good.
We're gonna okay, yeah. We'll
The
run,
cheeky feed. Yeah.
spam on this fight because these girls are a lot of XP. So like
Yeah.
there's another level just because.
Cheeky.
Yep. All right. And because we are now completely confident in what we have going on.
Oh no, 15 damage.
Turn order, please. Oh, a Lich survived. Ooh, that's a strong Lich. That's about 1,000 XP
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
He
Okay,
died
there we go.
hard though.
He did. He fell very hard. Okay.
The general bonus for the EXP in the game, I think it starts you off at 2.5 plus 100, and then I think we have it at 200 plus, or 2 times plus 100 here, but I'm not certain on that. Fire 2
Maybe,
is...
maybe wanted to remove that ribbon now that I'm thinking about it, but I think we'll be okay.
I think we'll be okay.
We have life on the
Good start.
black mage.
That was
If things go
unfasted, so that
really
was
bad.
good. Yeah.
Okay.
More temper.
All right, that's good. More
Lightning
lightning is fine.
Yeah. Kind spells are all we care about.
Yep, big damage there.
And that was only one temper on there. Yeah, we should be. If he survives the next round, should be good.
I think we'll be okay
Yeah.
here. Let's just see what this happens. Oh, that's a bummer. That's a bummer. That's even more of a bummer.
Rude. And your Cure Forecaster is stopped.
He doesn't even have Cure 4.
Oh, well, that doesn't help then.
Yeah.
But
So
this is
now
what we expect from Chaos. Yep.
Now we're just okay. So Nico's back up, which is good. That at least gives us another nuke caster back. Chaos has Cure 4. Okay.
Well, that was extra rude.
Yeah. Okay.
All that work done. Yay.
We were talking about maybe not going for that Masa. Now I'm not so sure.
If you wipe here, then definitely Masa.
Yeah, I'm not so sure now.
Yeah. No, I agree with that. Did you fast your fighter yet?
I thought I gave him a quick, so we're gonna fire off a fast on this next turn.
He's only getting 4 hits. Yeah.
I don't think so. So
I don't think he is.
Let's do this, and then let's do this too. All right, I was just wondering if he had anything in there. I was literally just starting to think there wasn't much going on.
Definitely need more tempers going.
Yep. What a jerk.
He is.
All right, so Lit 2 is going to wipe the mage again. Okay, Black Mage is still up. So we have another one of those. But this is actually good. This is good. Let's do this.
Oh yeah, because you can bring the ninja back up, and now he's
Yep.
fine.
Yep,
Long
this
as he
is good.
survives.
Yep, hopefully we just
'Cause
get a
he-
turn in. We just want a turn. All right, that was good.
That was good.
That was a lot of damage. Swirl.
Whirl's a lot of damage though.
That's a problem.
This is hold A now, and
Yeah.
hope your fighter breaks through.
Yep.
No.
Oh dear. Okay.
Okay,
So Mausa time.
And that right there is exactly what we expect from Chaos. You should move your ribbon.
I'm gonna, yeah. I
Yeah.
was just about to say maybe if I move the ribbon, we survive that and it ends differently, but that's a bummer
Mhm.
either way. Like, what can you do? In fact, we're gonna do that now.
Do it now.
Yeah.
Move it off the fighter.
Yep. Still think we're just gonna grab this and exit out though and go the other
I
way.
agree with that. Well, because the other even with that other route's going to be faster.
Yeah. Why burn resources on this and punish
Yeah.
myself for already making a fool of myself?
No,
That's a
it's
really
fine.
good fight. That's a really
I've
good
done
fight.
that before. I've forgotten to move a ribbon and get rid of the X-Cal that was on a warrior before. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
I was thinking, like, did anybody have wall? No, we don't have wall. What are you doing? Why would you have
Why would we buy that?
wall?
Why would we
Why
buy
would you have wall?
Why would we have a white mage to cast that? Oh,
Silly,
right.
silly. Ah, we're fine. This is fine.
Good turn order.
Mhm.
Like to see it.
Yep. Ooh,
Don't like to see that, but that's
you're
okay.
wasting no time, are you? Oh, I love that the thief survived that. Beautiful.
How do you revive?
We don't.
No, we don't.
We don't.
We don't.
Let's see here.
So we're not walking out of this. Oh well, Topher
Uh,
exit's on. Topher's exit. You can walk out.
Yep, we are. I'm just gonna heal up here and just not risk it.
That's fair. And then
What
go back
is
and
honestly best case scenario for that ninja? Am I right?
yeah, no, that got a ton of EXP off that.
Mm-hmm.
Game gonna game.
Game is gonna game. But that wasn't so bad.
No, and then take easy path next time.
Yep.
And the second Canaria visit.
Yep. Good news is we are topped off on heal pots still, so we're good there.
Mm-hmm. Well, you did just use a few.
I did. But we're gonna be okay getting down. There wasn't enough opposition, I think, where we have to worry too much on the Lich and the Kelly floors.
That's fair.
If we had to go through a full Topher, I would want the 99 for sure. Because we got, what, 75? I think we're fine.
And to the left. And now we should be real fine. Yeah.
This time we got it.
Should be real good now.
Yeah. If we had the Masa, I think the fighter might have been able to punch through there before they went down. They just weren't doing enough damage with that front sword. The X-Cow wouldn't have been any better. So it kind of was what it was there. The ninja not having the ribbon was my mistake.
Corrected now.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll remind you to move the other one when we finally get down there.
Good idea. That's cute that she punched the life caster.
Thankfully, you have a second one.
Yep. Okay. 5 charges of life is really great too, by the way.
Oh yeah,
this black mage.
all those stupid levels you have.
Yeah. I think this is how it went down last time too, except the thief took the brunt of the damage, and I only burned a lot of the heal pots there, and nothing else really happened.
Lich isn't scary unless he has something we didn't see.
Yeah, and I don't think it's gonna matter this time with the
Yeah.
with what we got here. Slot 4? No. But that's right, he survives because he has a little bit of HP on him.
Yeah, he's chonky.
Yeah, a little bit.
He's chonky enough.
There we go.
Not too chonky. He can't survive that much.
Okay, so who else do I want to have the ribbon? I guess I kind
I
of
would,
like keep it on the black mage because he has temper.
I guess.
I guess, right? I don't know.
I mean, I would put it fighter, to have fighter thief with the ribbons, and then at the very least you still have fast, even if both your mages go down, because you've got quick.
That's true. I'm gonna keep it this way though. I just have a
Fair.
feeling this is the way I want it. All right, so he leads with a little bit of garbage here, which is fine. The good news is this black mage also has several charges of what you call it, heal 2 if we really need it. So if we can
I
get through
might,
these first few turns of this this ninja doing all right, I think we'll be fine.
I might suggest next turn have the fighter burn a quick on himself.
Not a terrible idea actually, since he's doing next to nothing.
Yeah.
Keep doing this, and then we are gonna burn a heal 2 here.
That's fair.
We're getting into that spooky range. He does have Cure 4 in the chamber, and that nuclear is pretty far down, but I don't want to play any games here.
Oh god, one more hit like that.
I don't think we got to worry anymore. Yeah, unless he
No.
gets his Cure 4 turn order here, I think we're fine.
The ribbon move helped, and
Hey,
there it is.
all right,
That's
there
really
we
what you
go.
need to do, yeah. And
GG's. Thanks,
GG's.
everybody. That was fun. It's honestly been a little while since I run a flag set that was particularly like that. It's tricky a little bit at times. That was fun.
Yeah. So we have any other questions from the Ducks before we wrap this up? We are happy to answer any questions anyone may have.
Topher looks depressing sometimes.
Yeah.
With that googly eyes, sometimes for sure, yeah.
Well, I
But
think that's good then. Unless the Duck
yeah.
says anything. You had something?
No, would I consider a black belt for these? I would
No.
consider it, I guess. But
No.
I mean, you saw like 85 boxes isn't a whole super lot of boxes in the grand scheme of things, but you're not going to want to take a black belt unless they have something special, I think.
If the Mazda wasn't guaranteed,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah,
But with
yeah,
the guaranteed Mazda and Quicks being available to everyone, I
yeah.
don't think it's worth it.
Probably not. I mean, I could see it
No.
working. There's a seat out there where that's absolutely the play, but I think the correct party is the one with a thief and a fighter in this case, for the most part.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so definitely keep in mind the randomized fiends there. As you saw, I was almost punished walking into Kraken.
That was funny.
And then I was punished again by chaos. So respect your fiends out there. I did call out that 100 to 200% was a little on the spooky side, and it can be deceptively high. You know, it just for some reason 141 average feels it always rolls closer to like 170, 180. So just be careful with that, but have some fun with it.
So GeoGhost asked why pick the classes you did. Was doubling up not worth it due to malices or something? So different players have different ideas on what they like from a party, and we could go miles on that. I think it all came down to the blursings for you right now. The black belt had an ugly blursing, so he was not worthwhile. The thief and the fighter were only mildly crippled by comparison.
Yeah.
The white mage was fine, but
Yeah, she
there
was
wasn't.
fine.
But for a flag set like this, especially with the black mage having heal magic as their bonus,
That was
and
kind
not
of a
being
big
able,
one there, yeah.
and not being able to have fast, red black sounded better than like white black or red red.
Yeah. The quicks, like you saw by the end of the game, we had 4 of them, so we had enough where it was fine with what we just kind of got in the boxes. but not guaranteeing a fast caster with the red mage, but giving myself the option to have one is important. You can see the scaling can sometimes make it where you really need that fast. This was a case where it definitely sped things up, and the heal magic on the black mage really helped to like not worry about the white mage. White mage could have been strong. She would have had level 1 fade. She would have had exit. She would have had cure 4. White mage would have been just fine in this flag set. So it really was just that heal magic on the black mage that made me take that. The melee was most likely always going to be thief and fighter, just because of the black belt having that debilitating -1 hit percent per level, which is the worst blursing in the game, in my opinion, for the most part. And then it just on my comfort zone is thief fighter as well, even though I love a good black belt. Definitely love those two as a melee carry in most of my parties. Why was the thief picked? So thief was picked because they have this added agility. Rax, is there any way you can pull up the flags again super quick and just go to
Plus,
the
yeah.
the
Plus,
classes page?
also bear in mind that because this isn't vanilla, this is randomizer. All the fixes are on, so the thief doesn't suck like he does in vanilla.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
haven't very much improved. They've come leaps and bounds ever since I joined this randomizer 4 or 5 years ago at this point.
Mm-hmm.
They've become relevant, I would say, the last 2 to 3 years, and very much so in the last year. They've gotten exceedingly strong. And let's see what else we got here. Yeah, the 80% agility definitely is huge. Ale agreeing with the -1 hit per level. It's so bad. It's so bad. I've scienced out I might still have the seed saved somewhere. I scienced out a seed with a black belt where they had, I think, plus 20 percent hit, and then they also had the -1 hit per level, and they still at level 50 only had 6 hits. So that's how bad it really
It's
is.
really terrible.
Yeah. Oh, thank you, Rax. So yeah, looking at the balances there, the two that are ticked, the double thief and ninja hit percent growth, so they are already swinging weapons twice as fast, which is really good. And that 80% agility, like Saracen said, is huge. They didn't show it off as much here, which was annoying, but typically that means they just never get hit. And the best way to not take damage is just don't get hit.
Yeah, that's the benefit of the thief at this point, especially with the boosting. And
Yep.
what's lock picking? You didn't
we
answer
didn't
that.
get
Lock picking.
we
Yeah,
didn't get to show it off this time.
didn't get to. So essentially, the thief, if he reaches a certain level, acts as a key
Yeah.
if lock picking is on. So if you don't have the key, but you have a thief in this flag set level 15, the
Yep.
thief can open the door. And the
Yep.
benefit, as we've said time and again, is that as long as your thief hits that level, he doesn't even have to be alive to count as a
Yeah.
key. Yeah,
Yep.
like the ever famous Weekend at Bernie's, you can just lift his body up and slam him against a door, and
Yep.
it counts.
Yeah. The key came
He
from
was
the
from King.
king. Yeah,
Yeah,
so I had it about 2.5 minutes in,
yeah.
right
So it
after
didn't matter.
going, so
We
it didn't come
literally
into
checked an
play.
area
Yeah,
while we were there. Yeah.
yeah, it was kind of cute. Typically you don't get nice things like that right away. When the seed does, it has jokes, and
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
this time it had jokes.
we've kind of joked about doing something like that with other characters. Like if we had a bard class in the game, let him
Yeah.
be like the loot or something. But
Yep.
yeah, yeah.
Yep. Cool stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, that was great. Any other questions out there before we kind of wrap it on up? I think we kind of talked about this too. Anything else you want to hit with the thief on here? No, we talked the lock picking, we talked the agility
Yeah.
for sure. They're very strong, and you'd like to have them in slot 1 where I had them, because that maximizes their ability to get hit, because the way the game does it, it's 50% of the time your slot 1's going to have the action taken against it, 25% of the time it's your slot 2, and then 12.5% it'll be your slots 3 and 4, except when the white mage is in slot 3, then it's 100% of the time slot 3. But you want that ninja or thief in the slot 1 to take advantage of that agility boost.
Yeah, they're great. They're
Mm-hmm.
extra hit percent because they've been boosted. The randomizer is great. They're
Mm-hmm.
really a strong melee carry at this point.
Yeah.
The thing they lack is the vitality that the fighter has,
Yep.
which sometimes means you just take fighter thief and it's a good comp.
Yeah, like here. And
Yep.
then the thief had a -10 vitality as their malice,
Yeah.
and it didn't come back to bite too much. We saw that thief had over that. We look for 400% HP to kind of be that threshold you think of in a spooky Temple of Fiends, because that's where a nuke or a nuclear can roll, and you would love to survive that if you can. You know,
Well,
I've seen many a seed where a nuke will roll 390 and kill somebody.
it
So
it didn't come back to bite you because you
mhm,
had all the levels ever.
yeah, it worked out this time quite well.
Yeah, your
So
fighter was like 700 HP. It
yeah,
was
the fighter
scary.
was a lot. That
He
Warmack
was
fight at
he,
the end pushed the thief and the fighter into untouchable range for
he
the
was
most
a
part. Yeah.
brick. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that was
Okay.
great. So thanks for
Yeah.
coming on out and
Yeah.
hanging out with us and doing the stuff, Chad. I appreciate you. And Darkmoon,
It's a
thank
good
you for
time.
joining me. It's always fun to sit
Yeah.
and chat with you, whether it's podcasting or running FFR and ragging on each other. It's
We just
always a
have fun.
fun
It's
time.
a good
So
time. Yeah, it's a good
and
time.
Rax, thank you very much for doing the tracking and the restreaming. Saracen, of course, for setting this boot camp up. I'm glad I could help this week, and DM Stewart as well for doing things along the way, and kind of being that next phase of the Duck Dons are going to be taking over pretty soon for us. So thank
Mhm.
you guys for that. We'll always be here for anything you guys need as well. But thank you for coming out, Dark Moon. You want to shut us on down and close that? I'm good with
Yeah,
that.
I can do the usual spiel. If you like what you saw and you want to see more, come to FinalFantasyRandomizer.com, where you can find links to the Discord and the development Discord, as well as the randomizer itself, the wiki, all the resources you need to get into the game, to play the game, to be a part of the community. We have the Duckling Bootcamp going on right now. Ducks exploring the great beyond. They'll be going on for another 2 weeks. As part of that, on Sundays, we will have the Pilates Party, where our experienced vets run a race of the flag set while the commentators discuss it and tell the Ducks what's going on. That's a little mini tourney that we're running right now. Once the Duck Boot Camp is done in 2 weeks, we will then move on to the Duckling Derby. And all of our new players will be able to get their flippers wet and go into a pond together, race off for 5 weeks, and see who will become the Duckling Supreme. And then, while that's going on, our vets are also currently running in our Async League, which you're welcome to jump into for the next 6 weeks anytime you want. It's just a free come in, play, run some async races, maybe challenge some other racers, have a good time. The Lefenian League goes on for another 5.5 weeks right now because we just started it, so you can come in for that. And then, of course, June 13th through the 15th, we have the Marathon Summer Edition 2025, the first time ever live from Charleston, West Virginia. That is going to be a fun time. We want all of you guys to come. If you play randomizers and you haven't submitted, submit a run for it. Get into the marathon. Maybe come to the live event because it's going to be hybrid, so you can do it live or you can do it online. Just come be a part of the marathon and have a great time, all for a great cause as we support the Liam Foundation and all they do for the LGBTQIA plus community. And with that, I think we can wrap this on up. From all of us here in the booth, everyone in the community, thanks for watching. Thanks for being a part of Final Fantasy Randomizer. The next presentation will be tomorrow here on the Final Fantasy Randomizer channel for the race of these flags that the Ducklings can participate in. And yeah, Luffy, you want to say goodbye?
Yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out, and hopefully we'll see you guys at the marathon. I know I'll be there. It's gonna be a lot of fun.
You have a traditional closing. You want to do it?
Oh, I can certainly do that. I was kind of letting you do it. So with that,
You're good.
everybody, ciao and chillax, everybody. Final Fantasy Randomizer fan, we gone.